So from Bono region, we'll come back to the capital, and specifically we'll be going to Tema, where we'll bring you this report from my colleague, Michael Dewonu, who's on standby. Now, dealing with plastic menace is a global call to action, and the European Union in Ghana is recommending a decisive policy on single-use plastic as one of the measures to deal with plastic waste in Ghana. The EU in Ghana, together with other local partners, as part of World Beach Cleanup Exercise Day in Ghana, is embarking on a massive cleanup at the Nungwa Beach. Our correspondent Michael Dewonu is there and brings us more on this particular story. Good morning to you, Michael, and kindly share with us the full story.
National Coastal Cleanup Day. This is to promote cleanliness and purity to nature as a whole. The day was started as a way to raise awareness about the growing population on various beaches. Here in Ghana, the day is being celebrated at the Nungwa Beach, and we are seeing piles of rubbish gathered here. This is the current state of the Nungwa Beach, and ongoing is a cleanup exercise put together by the EU in Ghana. The Ghana Navy are also participating together with other stakeholders, making sure that they clean up our country's beaches. Plastic continue to be the major death in the oceans. The cleanup exercise we are seeing here today at the Nungwa Beach is part of activities marking the International Beach Cleanup Day, where Lions Club is actively participating together with other stakeholders and organizations. We want to quickly get closer to some officials from Lions Club to find out. We know how they are interested in saving the environment and making sure that the environment is always clean. Why participating massively in this particular cleanup exercise we are seeing today?
Okay, we belong to Lions International District 418 Ghana, which is made up of about 46 clubs. We have various areas that we focus. A number of them are we going to. Environment is a major part of it. And so we are really happy to partner EU and all the other stakeholders that are here. This year, our major focus is on environment, and the theme is changing the world. And then we bring it down to our level, at the local level, saying that we are changing the world together. And how do we change the world? Right from our doorsteps, right from our community, where we work, our church places, everywhere we find ourselves. We're saying that we can change the world together by ensuring that the environment is very clean. Sanitation, enforcing all the bylaws, and then making sure that even we have this culture of ensuring cleanliness in our areas, even amongst children, so that once we get them to adapt and buy into the culture, our future about ensuring cleanliness, will be saved. So we are here today as part of what we ourselves believe in. And that's why we are happy to partner with all the others, to ensure that we come to the beach and then clean here, because our beaches are seriously, silted. The filth we see and the volumes of filth that we see behind us. So that is part of what we do and what we believe in, and it's part of what we call the going green, and it's actually in line with what we believe in. That is why you see us here today.
Yeah, plastic is one of the menaces that continues to bedevil our beaches, and being an organization very much interested in going green, what are some of the recommendations you would want to put forth that we can pursue as a country to deal with all these plastic menaces?
I think that if we put a stop to dumping refuse indiscriminately everywhere we find ourselves, it will help a lot. We dumping refuse in areas where we know that nothing can be done about it. We just spoiling our beaches. Now, if you can't even tell the kind of disease that you'll be contracting when you even enter where we are now. So the education must go, the awareness must be created right from wherever we find ourselves, be it at the workplace or in our community, our homes, the market especially, and then where people keep dumping things in the drainage system. And then we know that it cannot go anywhere. So it will come back once we get downpours. And that is what is important, the education. What is sad is that we undertake some of these exercises, and even whilst you are right there doing it, people are even still emptying refuse there. So it means that the education has not actually gone down. And that is what we have to emphasize on. And we are doing so much in that direction. We believe that with time, they will grasp that.
The cleanup exercise is still ongoing here at Nungwa Beach, and some tremendous work has been done. If you look behind me, some piles of refuge has been cleared as a result of the cleanup exercise that has been put together by the EU in Ghana, together with other stakeholders. We have the ambassador, the EU ambassador to Ghana here to brief us on this whole exercise, and also some recommendation, especially that we can follow to deal with plastic waste. We are told that by 2030 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fishes. We want to find out from the EU ambassador why they decided to support this whole project, and also he himself is here to participate. Thank you so much for joining us on GBC News.
This is not an EU event.
Sure.
This is a
You are
local
supporting-
initiative.
Yes, but you are supporting
Because this is the reason we are supporting it. It's a local initiative driven by many stakeholders who are here gathered by Malik. You have the Navy, you have EcoZoe, you have the environmental protection, you have the chief imam, you have the people from the community. So we are supporting that because this is a homegrown initiative, because it's the best way, maybe the only way to make it lasting and sustainable. Because if you come here as the EU one day, you clean with the kids, with the family, the friends, what happens the day after? But here we have spoken with some of the chief of the local community. They say they will be cleaning next week, the week after. So this is what needs to be done.
That's awesome. In terms of dealing with plastic, which is one of the major menace, knowing the EU and also their passion for going green, what are the recommendations that you think we can follow to deal with the plastic menace, which finally find itself in our water bodies?
It comes with the shops. It comes with the shops and the vendors. We have to have alternative to plastic cutlery, plastic bags, etc. There are many other African countries which are less advanced than Ghana, where you don't see this type of single-use plastic. So this comes with the vendors, and then this comes with the customers. You know, if we are organizing dust bins on the beach, it will be already more easy to collect.
So finally, in moving forward, what would be the continuous support to make sure that we sustain this particular project?
No, it's not on me. It's on them. So you have to ask them what's next. Yes.
So we go to the local partners to find out from them what they would be doing from EPA. Thank you so much for joining us. This is really very much in your circles. Looking at the beach as we see it, what is your impression with it?
Right. I first want to congratulate the organizers of this very program. It's something that we've been longing for some time now. We did some about 2 years ago at Jamestown Beach there.
Sure.
The European Union actually supported this program, and then we are glad that they are supporting this program at this time. But we want to say that we from the Environmental Protection Agency have 100% associated ourselves with this initiative. But we want to also state that this is just a one-off activity for us to actually sustain this program and also to ensure that we don't pollute the sea. Then we need to, all that we have done here today, all the ways that you are seeing along the beach, they are all land-based sources of pollution to the oceans. All the things we are seeing here, they were generated on land. So what do? If we want to make sure that we don't pollute the sea, then we need to start tackling the generation of all the ways that we are seeing here today from the land. And from the land, all these things are washed through drains, through rivers, through streams into the sea. So I would say that for us to even stop this occasional cleanup of the sea, let all of us together, right from the generation of the waste that we are seeing on the shore here now, we have to intercept them on land so that they are not washed into the sea. So the clarion call for all of us today, after this exercise, we want to see less such waste on the sea. We can only see less such waste on the sea if we start intercepting all the waste that we are generating on the land.
Do you think there are no punitive measures enough to make sure that people who indiscriminately dump waste are dealt with? That's why we continue to have this. You are from the EPA.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at our our laws, you look at our legislations, you look at our bylaws, there are provisions in there to penalize people who indiscriminately litter. But this is more or less an attitudinal problem. So it also calls for serious education of the populace. What do we do with the waste we generate on land? Do we segregate our source so that we have clean plastics that are taken for recycling, clean organic material that are taken for composting for agriculture, clean metals that are sent for recycling? So what I'm saying is that it is the attitude of the individuals. People are used to the old ways. So what we can do now to actually change the attitude of the people is all of us, those from the media, civil society organizations, NGOs, the individuals. We have to take up the mantle to educate ourselves, to educate our children, to educate our neighbors. In the churches, let's educate our members that going forward, we are being engulfed with filth, with waste, majority of them plastics. And plastics has far-reaching effects. It stays in the environment for a long time. So we need to actually start something right from the point that we generate the waste, so that we don't leave them to end up in the environment. Let's collect them, put them together, take them to a recycling a collection point, and it is taken to a recycling facility. And plastic, we are seeing them here like this. They look like waste, but they are resource in transition. There are companies that are converting plastics into building blocks, into pavement blocks, into roofing tiles. Even they are extracting diesel from plastic waste for boilers for factories. So these are things that we need to be looking at and going forward, so that at the end of the day, we don't pollute the sea that our livelihoods depend on. You know, when the sea is polluted, the seashore is polluted. Because the sea will not keep what goes into it. It will throw it on shore. And tourism, how do we generate so much money from tourism? It's the coastline, the beaches that we use. So if they are highly polluted like this, no tourists will come here and swim in our waters. Because if we dump local economy to improve tourism, to even increase fish catch from the oceans. Because the plastic, as it enters the oceans, it dislodges the breeding ground of fishes. So they cannot even produce. So it has a lot of economic implication on the local economy and the national economy.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So Ecosol has also been supporting this whole cleanup exercise. Is it not a worry to you that almost every time they have to call upon you to come support and do this cleanup? How does that make you feel? Because almost every time the beaches are always littered.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I want to make it clear that Ecosol has been doing beach cleaning on daily basis for some time now. And what we want to say is that we realized long ago that SDG 14 is about conservation of marine life. And we have realized that our fisher folks, anytime they go fishing, they sometimes comes back with plastics. It's very clear that we are polluting our sea. What we are calling for is that attitudinal change cannot be overemphasized. All these wastes are coming from our homes. If we can all stop dumping our solid waste into the drains, we wouldn't be doing this. So we call that we should all start changing our life, as in how we dispose our waste. Let everybody get a waste bin and get proper waste management company to empty their waste for them. I'd like to add that we are happy to see this collaboration, and we expect to see more. Anybody who wants to come on board is welcome. Ecosol is ready. We are already doing this, and we want people to come in and support us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so like we are told, it's a locally owned project, and it's a community based on. We even have people from the office of the chief imam, and so we want to find out from him. We know that cleanliness is next to godliness, but almost every time it is we ourselves continue polluting. What do you have?
The other colleagues spoke earlier. It's all about attitudinal change. Sure. If we are able to change our attitude, if you are able to clean your surrounding, you are able to do any kind of waste separation, and also you think about your neighbor. I don't think you are going to throw about rubbish to hurt your neighbor. And all these things get back into the sea. When they get back to the sea, you see some of the animals some of the creatures in the oceans that are supposed to feel good. They are being tied by robbers and others, and it's very, very sad to see them struggling like that because they are not like human beings. Sure. Like we are, you understand. So I'll not go far. But I'll just end it by saying, "An-nazafatu min al-iman." That is, cleanliness is godliness, and then also, God loves us to worship Him in good health. Sure. You don't wait to get old or to spoil things over and then before you start getting close to God. How would God answer your prayers? So I think we have to get back to our senses. We have to discipline ourselves. Also, without self-discipline, I think we're all going to go down the drain. That is why we came with our children over here so that we can all join. And then I don't think this should end here. It should continue. It should continue because if we say we're going to stop it, it's still going on. And then the education on the land, right, should also continue so that the indiscipline, can just be
about the education briefly. I think it should become a sermon in our mosques and in our churches,
in our gatherings, in our everywhere. You understand? Yeah, in our everywhere, because we don't have to joke with cleanliness. God Himself spoke about it. The Prophet Muhammad himself spoke about it. So I don't think we should just joke about it. This is the cause for Muslims. This is the cause for Islam. It's not the cause for how do you call it? No, just a few people. It's call for everybody. You understand? So we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. And so it's not just a call for just the Muslim. I'm sure it's a call for the Christian community as well.
Certainly. The Bible entreats us, all Christians, to protect the earth. If you read the Genesis, it gives a clear indication as to how we human beings must take care of the earth. For us in the Catholic Church, the earth is a home, and we believe that everybody treats his home very well. So all that we are seeing is a very good collaboration that the EU, the Muslim community, and all the CSOs that we are seeing here today coming together to ensure that this beach in particular is clean. For us in the church, we are preaching these ecosystem activities in the church. Our pastors preach this on the pulpit. We, the laity, are also talking about this. Recently, the Accra Archdiocese of the Laity Council has formed a very high-powered committee to undertake environmental issues, to educate the members of the church at every level, from the parish to the deanery to the archdiocese level. And then at the national level as a church, we are also doing so much for Mother Ghana.
Since you are the ambassador, that should be an easy thing.
Well, as I said, everybody's working individually, separately, different days, different organization, different philosophy, agenda, and all of that. But everybody needs to come together so that we have a concerted effort for clean up, beach restoration, inspiring the youth, all of those things. But we need to be unified, so that the impact will be much more widely felt.
That's the collaboration between the EU, the Christian community, the Muslim community, Lions Club, the Navy, and all other stakeholders who have come together to make sure that they clean Ghana's beaches. And as part of program celebrating the International Beach Cleanup Day. And so that is how the program has been very, very successful. Huge piles of rubbish have been collected, and there will be finding ways to clear this waste off the coast. The underlying factor is that we change our attitude, and the education must be more for people to also clean up their community. Just after a few hours of clean up, the beaches are clean, and the refuge gathered would be evacuated to its appropriate place. I'll hand over to you in studio.
Thank you. I do agree. Attitudinal change to protect the environment. And that report came from my colleague, Michael Dewonu from TEMA. And so this is how we wrap up on today's edition of Real Time News, where we brought you up-to-the-minute reportage from the regions. We're also live on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and GTV Ghana. My name is Gifty Eji. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye for now.